Hey and welcome. In this little video we're going to be talking about how to access variables and functions from other scripts. So we're working in Unity 5.6 and I've already created three scripts, script A, script B and script C, and we are just going to attach them to the main camera. Let me just edit the name of the scripts quickly. This is awkward. Script B and script C. Okay, and that is all we're going to have for the basic setup. Now we're not actually going to show anything, we're just going to output to the console, because it's more of a programming session than anything. So if we open up script A, and I'll be using Visual Studio 2017 for this. So in script A, we're going to create a temporary variable, which is a string, because we're going to put it straight to the console to make things easier. So let's call it public string variable A. And all that's going to be is variable A in script A. So that. It's just a simple string. We are now going to also create a private string, variable B, and that's going to be variable B in script A. And the final, well, they're the two variables we're going to use. We're going to need to create an accessor for the private string, because currently anything that's private you cannot access in another script. So if we create a public string variable B accessor, let's call it. It can just be called variable B with caps. As long as it's not the same as the previous variable, it's fine. And we're going to, instead of an equals, we're going to be creating brackets. It's going to be like a function, but it's not really a function. It's a getter and setter. So we're just going to be using the get function. So we're not going to write a setter function because we don't need to set it to anything, and we'll cover that in a different video. And all we're going to do is just return variable B. And just for my own formatting, for my own sanity, I'm going to put it on that. Okay. Next, we are going to create two functions. Public void public function in script A. And that's just going to debug.log public function in script A. And we're also going to create a private function, in script A. And that's going to just debug.log private function in script A. And all we're going to do is just call the private function in the public function. Now, I'll explain why in a moment. So that is script A. So script B is what we're going to use to call stuff from script A. So if we jump back into Unity and just double click on script B as soon as it's finished compiling. Yes, okay. So for script B, we're going to access script A through three different methods. So the first one is just to assign it through the inspector. So public script A, and we're going to call it script A inspector. The next method is going to be assigning it through script. So we're going to create a private script A through script variable, And the final one is to also assign it through the inspector. Assign through inspector. But it's going to be private this time. Private script A through inspector. Private script A through inspector. Now, to be able to show this in the inspector, we need to give it a, I honestly just forgot the word for it. I'm going to call it a modifier for now, but it's definitely not called a modifier. We're going to give it, I guess, a property. That's a C# property called a serialized field. And all a serialized field does is makes private variables in mono behaviors visible to the inspector. So on start, we're going to need to assign this to something. So on start, so script A through script equals get component script A. What get component does is it will find script A on the same game object as what this script is on. And then we're just going to debug.log script A found, and we're just going to be need A plus script A equals null. It's not that script A, that one. So all that's going to do is just output of the console if script A was found, and that will return true and print true, or false and will print false. So the other methods that we can access it through script, because there's more than one, is we could use a find object of type. Now this is okay if there's only ever going to be one instance of it, but if there's ever going to be more than one instance, then this isn't suitable. And we're just going to do the same thing. And just to prove a point, I'm just going to make the variable null. So then it will have to find it through other methods. And the final one we're going to try is, let me just make it null, script A through script equals null. Script A through script equals game object dot find game object with tag. We're gonna, because we put it on the main camera already has a tag of main camera. We're not going to be covering tags this session, however. But we're going to find a game object with tag, main camera, and we're just going to call get component script A. And we're just going to also debug log this as well. So now that all our variables should be assigned to something, either we're going to assign it in inspector in a moment or it's through a script, we're now going to be using it for something. We're not going to be doing an update though. So debug.log. This is going to be public script. It's going to be that script A inspector dot variable A. Debug.log script. We're going to do script A through script dot variable B accessor, and finally a debug.log. What's going on? Just do debug.log private script A through inspector dot. Actually, we don't need to debug that one because it's a function that we're using. Private script A through inspector. Did I rename this? No. Oh, it's not coming up in IntelliSense, that's annoying. We're just going to call that function. Because we can call public functions from other scripts, but private and protected functions we can't call through other scripts. That's private and protected functions are only in the local scope of this script. well, for any script that it's attached to. So then if we jump back into Unity, it's all compiled fine. So we're going to have to put in the inspector reference for both of these. As you can see, this variable here was private script A through inspector. We're just going to need to assign that now. So that's useful if you don't want to make this variable public, so then you don't want access from another script, but you do want to assign that reference in the inspector, which is helpful for designers and artists. So if we run this now, we can see that variable A in script A was called, variable B in script A was called, the public function in script A was called, and the private function in script A was called. That's about it. Thanks.